Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Sonic Chronicle. It has been a minute since I've had a video out. However, I am back with something cool and new and exciting from a friend of the show, actually. Earlier this month, friend of the show, John Steele, released a new single. It's called Some Sunsets, and it is really, really good. I've listened to it a fair few times since it was released, and I actually purchased it as well from John's Bandcamp, and I would encourage you to do the same if you enjoy this song as well, which we are going to look at in just a moment. This song, Some Sunsets, is about, well, I suppose it's John's solidarity song with Gaza and the people of Palestine, in similar fashion to the way that I released Heaven Help Us and I Don't Forget, and to some degree Doom as well, not too long ago. That double A side is available on streaming as well if you're interested in having a listen to that. But this is about John. John released this earlier this month, as I said, and it was mastered by WAV Mastering, who is a bit of a legend in Limerick as well. But yeah, this one is about, from John's own words, is about the idea that this time of year, people post a lot of pictures of sunsets. It's the summertime. You get these really spectacular sunsets. And he started to think about what sunsets must look like in Gaza, particularly for the children of Gaza, of Palestine, who have to deal with, what's going to happen when the sun goes down. But John has written a wonderful song, which has a lot of layers to it. But I'll not speak too much about it. Let's get into it and listen to it. Let's head on over to my other view. Okay, so here we are over on my other view. We've got John's Bandcamp page open. We've got this lovely graphic that John has here of some sunsets. And over here you've got this graphic here that John has of himself over here on the right-hand side. So for those of you who aren't aware, John, he's a friend of the show, as I mentioned earlier. I've had him on to interview, a bit of a legend, frankly. Writes brilliant, brilliant music. If you go and search out his music, he's got 2 albums out there. He's got Naturally Nocturnal, and he has... All My Days, is that the name of the album? I can't quite remember, but they're both excellent. They're both excellent records. So go check them out. And also check the video, the interview that I did with John. I'll link that in the description as well. But enough about the past. Let's listen to the current single, Some Sunsets. Here we go. It's so grungy, I suppose, in some ways, to begin with. And in some ways kind of reminds me of the chorus part that I wrote for Heaven Help Us. And it's a really, really cool beat as well. Like, it's not the beat that I would have put on it. As I say, I listened to this a fair few times since it was released. It kind of reminds me in some ways of like a Skunk and Nancy tune. I also love how John always does like the doubling vocals, the higher part and the lower register. Yeah, I suppose it is kind of grungy in the way that like grunge was like loud, quiet, loud. Like you have that drop off after that louder part. Yeah, it's a cool little drum fill that he programmed there. Cool backing vocal. Oh. Did anyone call for a slide guitar solo? Because John has one for you. And it's wicked. It's wicked. Also, when it's layered with that electronic part, it's very cool. John, he just has a great ear for a part, you know? Like, it's not a very in-your-face or, I suppose, long slide guitar solo, but it's just enough. It just drives along consistently. And then we get that electronic element being brought back in. Big synths. Or kind of like an electric organ kind of sound. The big swells. It brings in a real gothic-y kind of element there. Also a cool drum element there. Yeah, that's class, as always, from John. Expect nothing less from John. Yeah, unreal. Some Sunsets is a great cracking tune. I love how, I suppose, relentless it is, and how it really captures, I suppose, the atmosphere of what he's going for. It's kind of oppressive. You're kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop, and thematically that is very appropriate. Even the slide guitar coming in there, like, it kind of sounds like, in some ways, the sounds of bombs dropping. That whistling sound, that classic bomb drop sound. Yeah, John is exceptional. He's brilliant. Great songwriter, great performer. Excellent song. Excellent production as well. Let's not forget that. So yeah, that is my quick review of Sunsets by John Steele. Yeah, I can't speak highly enough about John. If you don't understand where I'm coming from with that, again, I would encourage you to have a watch of the interview that I did with John when he came on Casually in Conversation, because yeah, he's very insightful in terms of music. We had a brilliant chat, so go check that out. But that is Some Sunsets. Some Sunsets is available on all streaming services, from what I understand. It is available on like Spotify and Apple and that kind of thing. However, I would encourage you to go to his Bandcamp instead, which I will link in the description of this video as well. And I would encourage you to buy it. It costs £1 or more, depending on what you want, or however much you have. You can even send it as a gift to someone if that's what you want to do, if you know someone who might enjoy this kind of thing. So maybe think about doing that as well. But yeah, that is it for this video, folks. Thank you so much for stopping by and for hanging out with me. If you like what I do, please hit the subscribe button to subscribe to the channel and have new videos dropped into your subscriber feed. Like this video as well, please, because that really helps the algorithm. And leave me comments in the comment section below if you have any comments on some Sunsets, and I might tag John in some of those comments as well, if they're particularly flattering. But that's it for now. Have yourselves a lovely day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.